happening with UNLV? So
this is my family. My husband, Paul, and I have 3 children, Isaac, Xavier, and Viviana. They all love hockey. Xavier is our middle child, and he always wanted to be out on our backyard rink during the cold Saskatoon winters, shooting pucks with his big brother. He was always on the move. Sports, music, he wanted to do and be a part of everything.
Originally, I wanted to be a Blade, and that was what I was aiming for. Had an opportunity to make the team and went to 3 training camps.
Being from Saskatoon, it was easy to see him play and develop as a 15 and 16-year-old, and we got to know him a little bit over those first couple years. And then I remember distinctly having a conversation about whether to sign him or not, and we really didn't think he was quite ready.
After training camp with the Blades, they suggested that I go play for the Humboldt Broncos.
We were nervous to let him leave home for the first time, but we knew he was ready for the next step, and he was so excited to play for that team.
It was probably the most fun I've had on a hockey team. Each night there'd be something different, whether it was video games, board games, or watching a TV series. Everyone would get together and everyone really enjoyed being together.
April 6th, 2018 changed our family and many other lives forever. It was devastating and something we could have never been prepared for. Paul, Viviana, and I were en route to watch Xavier and the Broncos play a playoff game in Nipawin.
Isaac called and said, you heard about the Broncos bus being in an accident. We said, well, we'll see what we can find out. So we started to text Xavier right away, and he didn't answer. Just a few minutes later, we rolled up to the accident scene. We were there about an hour and 15 minutes from the time of the accident. So I ran by one of the parents who was white as a ghost, and his eyes were wide open. And he just said, it's really bad, Paul, it's really bad. When I ran around the front of the overturned tractor trailer, then I could see the bus. And I was just devastated. I mean, I didn't think anybody could have lived. Right then and there, I thought, I don't know how he could have survived. I don't know how anybody could have survived. For those 2 days, we were in shock. So then we started that process of, we're gonna have to plan a funeral. And went to the vigil that night. My phone was ringing, and when I answered it, it was the ICU physician saying, Paul, Xavier's alive. The obvious thing is he had a big laceration on his forehead, and that had caused a lot of swelling, and I think it had affected, his initial appearance. And during that time, while we were working our way to find him at his bedside, others were taking care of him and taking care of him like their son. The range of emotions that we went from the devastating grief to absolute relief and joy that Xavier had survived this horrific tragedy, and sadness, because we knew that still that meant that someone else had lost a son. When we got there, it was a new journey starting for us.
As parents, we were overwhelmed with the amount of challenges he had to overcome at once. There were just so many injuries. It was hard to understand just how much pain he was in.
Oh, Xavier, look at you.
But the sport that caused the greatest pain of Xavier's life has also given him a sense of purpose again.
Progress.
He has gone back to hockey in different ways. He's an assistant coach with the Saskatoon Contacts Midget AAA team and is a hockey operations assistant with our hometown Saskatoon Blades.
Go through all the, why didn't we just sign him? Maybe he wouldn't have been on that bus. And you know, you go through all those kind of things that are just out of your control, but they weigh on you nonetheless. What we came up with was a Blades contract, so to speak. I knew how smart he was and how intelligent he was, so you know, we wanted to give him the same benefits a player got, but he was going to be asked to perform different duties than a player would.
It's different than playing hockey and kind of being a part of the team that way, but coaching and being on the coaching side of things has its perks. It's funny. I know things that are said in the coach's office have probably been said about me, so kind of have the inside information now.
Xavier was one of 13 injured in the crash that day. 16 others lost their lives. It's a tragedy that will be with him, our families, and others forever. It still feels surreal and hard to comprehend, but the support from the hockey community and beyond has helped Xavier and all of us in our healing.
I think about it a lot, but there's nothing that anyone can do to change anything. It's kind of gotta move forward in life and just do the best you can with what you have.
He's one of the strongest guys that I know. It wasn't easy, but he persevered through it all, and it was really inspiring to see that.
It was nice when he came home. It was nice for our family to be back together.
I do think that Xavier's leading the way for all of our family to heal through this because of the attitude he's taken around it. And we're so, so grateful that he survived this horrific event. And we're so excited, you know, to see what he's going to do with the rest of his life, because we think it's going to be amazing.